This week in some respects was fun. We had a nice storm come through. Lots of lightning lighting up the sky, and that followed, of course, with the booming thunder. It just echoes in the mountains where I'm at. I really love it. I love the rain. It just kind of refreshes everything and makes you feel a little better about life. My name's Russ. If you're just new to this channel, I started this YouTube channel mostly as a vlog just to kind of get my thoughts organized in my head. Some of the things that are going on, and that deals with about 2 months ago I moved in with my father and my son. My father was diagnosed with Parkinson's roughly 3.5, 4 years ago. Don't know for sure. I just noticed it on his chart one day when I was checking up on his health. I wasn't here for that, so I don't know for sure what really transpired, but he has Parkinson's, so I'm here to kind of help out a little bit more and give my son a break because he's been here for 4 years. So I did this, like I said, to kind of get my thoughts in order, as well as I started realizing there really isn't a YouTube channel from the caregiver perspective. That's kind of an ongoing vlog and talking about what's going on. So that's why this channel was created. And if you're new here, welcome. If you've been here before, thank you for coming back. This week from Dad, not too bad. He was a little stiffer than he has been in previous weeks, which means he has a more difficult time standing up. Some days I would have to actually help him, not too often because he still wants to be independent and try and do things himself. So like he might get stuck in a chair he shouldn't have sat in. It's a little bit softer, and I'll help pull him up a little bit. And he freezes a little more when he's walking. All of a sudden his legs would just stop and he goes, I can't move. I was like, just give it a couple seconds. It'll just work again. His legs will work again. And he gets moving again. Aside from that, the biggest thing I've noticed is he's been a little more confused this week. For instance, when the rainstorm came through in the morning, he'd say, oh, it didn't rain, did it? Like, yeah, it rained all night. He goes, oh, it did? He goes, yeah, look, the sidewalk's wet and the ground is still all wet. And he seemed a little bit confused about that. On a fun note, my dad, in the beginning of this week, wanted to go shopping. He hasn't gone shopping with myself or even by himself, which he doesn't get to do anymore, truthfully. I got the keys to the vehicle. And I was like, okay, well, let's take you shopping. And the closer it got to the day to go, which would have been on a Sunday, we were going to run to Walmart early in the morning. The day before, he's like, I can't go. So he left me some cash. I grabbed the cash. I went myself, grabbed a few things. I asked him what he needed, and he never did answer that question throughout the week. I kept asking just in case he wasn't able to go. So I just kind of guessed on some of the things he would want. He's kind of a picky eater, so I can only buy certain things for him. And I get home, and he asked me, so when you went to the store yesterday, what'd you get? I'm like, I went today. He goes, what do you mean? I went today. That's when I went. And he's like, whatever. Like he kind of got confused on when I actually went. And so told him some of the things I got. And he goes, well, I was going to get this and this. I'm like, I didn't have a list, so I couldn't really help you with that. So he was a little bit confused. And also this week, some days I'll just sit down on the couch right next to him because he's difficult to hear because he talks really low, which I've mentioned a few times. So I'm trying to find something to watch because I want to hang out with him for a little bit, and he can't get around and do a lot. And even the remote control, he'll start shaking. And some days I'd walk by and I'll look up and see that it's like a live preview of something that was previously recorded, and he can't figure things out. So I have to kind of, because his hands are pushing buttons basically. So anyway, I finally came across a show that we used to watch many years ago together, like a long, long time ago when I was married. My then wife and my kids and I would come out and we'd have, I was thinking every Thursday, I believe it was Survivor Night. Yep, Jeff Probst. We had a great time watching that. We'd have a nice, fun dinner and go out and sit there and watch it, have some dessert, talk about the show. And I found it. The new season was just starting, so I left it there, and he goes, what's this? I goes, Survivor. He goes, what's that? He just didn't quite remember or understood what it was. A little bit later, probably after about 10, 15 minutes, he goes, okay, I think I remember this. I don't like it anymore. I'm like, okay, I'm going to move on to a new channel. So that was going on. So there's been a few things just kind of happening. He's been a little bit confused on. And one fun thing, though, I made some homemade brownies because we ran out of chocolate for him, and he loves his chocolate and his sweets. He ate them in a day. He liked them so much. He goes, that was really good candy. Like, those are brownies. I know, it was good candy. So he couldn't quite figure out the difference between the candy and actual brownies. So he's been a little bit confused, a little bit stiff. Other than that, things are still just kind of progressing. Every week, every couple weeks, he gets a little worse and worse, and eventually someday he'll probably be stuck in bed. And yes, he's still going up and down the 13 stairs. There's actually 17 total, but the main 13, one day he was starting to go up, and I happened to be behind him, and he started falling backwards. I just kind of stopped him. But he's still determined to go up those stairs and be in his room, and that's where he wants to sleep, and that's where he wants to die. So that's kind of going on. For me, I'm not doing too bad. Still have some days that I wish I was not here all the time. As I've told you, this is my life. The only time I really get out is when I go shopping, because I don't dare leave him alone for too long. But shopping, got to get that done. So that's all I've got for you for this vlog. Not much really going on. There's a couple things to tell you about. Hopefully these vlogs are helping you. And I'm going to leave you with, like I leave you guys with little videos, clips right at the end of all my videos. This one's kind of funny, and for some of you it might be a little gross, so enjoy.
I don't think so. No, 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 no.